This is going to be very tough for Extra Salt, I feel like. Starting things off on the CT side for them. Bad News Bears with a good opening half here. Could very easily turn things well and truly into the 2-0. We talked about that before we went to the break a little bit earlier on, and I think there's a very high possibility at this stage. OC and Marky going to try and stop that very early on into the pistol round. However, 2 kills out on the short control. OC is traded, so at least Bad News Bears have that much to work with.
A very unique setup coming out from Extra Salt with the pistol with a triple lean out towards the B side, and now the mid players starting to swing in to get a bit of a contact. That bomb has not quite been dropped. PTR's been able to somehow slow walk up towards the A side, but Marky's seen him, leaving RZU as the last one left. And a good start coming out from Extra Salt, the Dust2 pistol.
Yeah, 1 on 4 for him. Landing on a pass control in the lower tunnels area, and with really no chance that he should be able to do anything from this position. We'll try and hop him towards one player that's down here. See, there's our second player as well, but that bomb can cross and actually make its way towards the A site at this stage. They're a little bit quicker to try and see if they can shut down the rotations inbound. They hear those footsteps. And RZU is just facing in against CT players. They're going to wrap back over towards Long, try and see if they can shut him down from whatever angle he comes from. He's hunting for more kills, though. Flash perfect. That keeps him blind. He'll swing against both of these individuals, got to get both the headshots, and doesn't land either one. JT in with the secondary kill of himself for the pistol round. Extra Salt going to gain the pistol round as well. And again, they need that. They need that more than anything else.
Just getting off to a dominant start is probably what they need the most, because one thing we saw from them on train is they got off to that 5-2 lead, but it got taken away from them so quickly and they just weren't able to bounce back. A force fight does come through from PTR, but he is the only player that is really invested into this round. Got a Deagle coming through from Alter, but it's a light investment, really just an eco coming through from BNB going into round 2.
Fammer's in, of course, against the Glocks out. Got PTR with the scout in play for Bad News Bears, and to be fair, the scout was particularly good. They had it in play, but right now, Bad News Bears are being a bit more of an awkward stance. Hopping over towards that short control. RZU will lean up with the Glock. Scout on PTR stealing in, seeing that face, taking that shot. Second face will be able to land a headshot onto Sonic, so there you go. That's exactly why they bought that scout.
Rushing towards the B side. There's only one player here from Marky, so if they can even trade out like 1 for 2, however many players go down, they'll still have the chance of getting in that bomb plan. No one is in rotating positions at all from Extra Soul, and Marky's leaving the B bomb site. The timing on this is everything.
They can secure at least a bomb plant from here. Marky will face up, see what's going on, bursting through, can't get those frags, will swing back on towards the player over at the plat area. Seeing the player also on the boost spot as well, so information being gained, but that bomb plant can't be denied by Extra Salt. They're going to have to go for the retake here. Bad News Bears having control. Finally, a kill comes in from Alter, but a response from Swisher catches Marky with the Glock out. OC seeing players coming out of the entrance. Sprays from Fang and OC connecting together, getting those kills back towards their favor. The scouts still out here towards the entrance at the tunnel's angle. The Deagle coming in as well, and OC will eventually shut it down. So Extra Salt will be able to gain themselves a second round, but bomb plant for an eco. Bad News Bears. That's a hell of a round coming through from them. The eco bomb plant means the buy's going to be bolstered.
PTR can go for another scout if he wants to, even goes in for an investment of a Galil into round 3, but when you know that you invested quite lightly into the second round, you're able to get a couple of kills in a bomb plant, you'll be relatively happy with that. Swish actually going in for the AWP, probably with the better spawn out towards that long position, so try and see if he can find a connection and then chuck that AWP back over to PTR.
Good shot in from Swisher to open things up against Sonic, and a fantastic start for Bad News Bears. Better spawn with the AWP, shuts down that opening frag, and PTR the AWP right back in his hands to go ahead and take that bomb over towards the B site default here. They've got mid control over on the Bad News Bears side. Extra Salt are pushed in towards this longhouse, knowing the T's have vacated it. Might hunt for information, but other than their short control, there's not really much else they have to do on the A defensive. 2 players can stack up the B site.
Yeah, they've got to be wary about the timing if Fang starts to get over-aggressive, because if he times it right, he could get that bomb control, or at least get the information of it. Both players over towards this B side of the map from Marky. Ooh, there may have been a slight body block on that. At least the player is starting to push forward, and Spudgy's not aggressing for the fight.
Flash in, RZU looking on towards the smoke, Molotov behind it here towards the CT spawn. Sprays through from Marky, very awkward, eventually comes up with that kill. Call on the reload does not go down. His back is turned towards more T-side presence. These 2 players lining up, and Alter will take down him. Swisher will get down JT. AWP picked up and shutting down another good kill on OC, so it's all left to Fang in a 1v3. You've got to save that weapon, I assume. Smoke and defuse if he wants to get to the site. If he can't get to the site, he can go for the ninja, but again, the issue is trying to get through all the T-side presence.
Yeah, better off just saving here. Money's not in a great state here for extra salt and single round loss bonus. There's not a lot of money in reserve at all for them, so we will probably have to see a buyback for them, knowing that both OC and Sonic are going to be on double eco status. Fang will be able to drop over a FAMAS to a teammate or an SMG, whatever he much prefers. But for Bad News Bears, just playing with the rotations there a little bit out from the B site, we could just see them sort of trying to bait in some over-aggression. Then the AWP of PTR strikes out from the mid-control. Fang does do a little bit of extra damage, but maybe extending for a little bit too far. It could have been quite nice to have that M4 in that next round.
First on the board for Bad News Bears, in with the eco buy-up and now enabling themselves to reinvest into the next round. The damage was done towards them though, so there's still going to be a MAC-10 in play for Spongy. That might still be a good weapon for them though. They've got a serious lack of head Kevlar, but not a lack of flashbangs. They've just thrown like 5 or 6 over that longhouse control. Just hearing pop after pop. They're done with a single flash, by the way, because of that here. Bad News Bears just used it to get towards long control, so now they've just got the smokes, the mollies, and the HE.
Hey, look, it's better to have more flashes than no flashes. But what it does mean for extra salt with all that information is that they are now starting to clear out the upper tunnels and lower tunnels control so they can gamble stack up towards the A side. BNB might be able to beat the rotations, however.
You say that, and the short player's just going to get here. The 3 on the B side, back in from CT spawn. UMP boosted up to the site as well. Smoke down from Swisher. Second smoke in from his teammate. Swisher going to leave that charge, seeing Sonic at the end of the smoke. Still that CZ gets those 2 kills. PTR and RZ, you can trade it back, however, to a 3-on-3 situation. There's 1 M4 still held to the backlines in JT. Getting that kill to return back. MAC-10 forces forward. OC turns his Deagle up against both players. And Extra Salt looking extra good, refining their form here in the early part of Dust2.
A beautiful round from them, and it just comes down to gathering information. They're allowed to start pincering in towards those upper tunnels, start the rotation over, and they got there in time. We saw that UMP being boosted up from City Spawn, 2 players on the site trying to defend, but it was the utility play and the swing out from Sonic that really found the most amount of impact. So many blind T-side players. No one was playing anti-flash there for the Ts.
Deagle's in for Bad News Bears as a result of this, and shut down round coming in from Extra Salt on their force buy. Have got Deagles in across most of the entire board at least, so there is firepower and hand cannons to work with, but no such presence will be given up here by Extra Salt. The Deagles just coming in to look for the heads, and so far no heads will come their way. Very passive from the CTs. Bad News Bears don't want to overextend either.
Let's see if they could just work an opening advantage, try and force in a little bit of over-aggression. There is that AWP from OC that's been holding the short angle very aggressively for a while now, but no pressure has started to come in from him. A single flash and smoke to maybe try and get the AWP off angle, or maybe just try and wide swing him.
Incendiaries on, AWP in, T-side players making their way out.
Oh!
And they get that kill with the bait and switch. The AWP fires away, the Deagle can take him down. PTR stays in with that AWP in his hands, and all sorts of Deagles facing towards his player. JT finally gets that 1 kill, running out of ammo in the magazine. He is forced to reload. Glock's facing the Deagles, doing damage. Spongy gets another good kill. 4-on-3. Sonic desperate at this stage, does not have those 2 kills. Turn it back towards the AWP, now picked up a Spongy, holding the angle as Sonic refaces. That's going to be his demise, and I think he knows it. Spongy repositioning as a result, a headshot being seen as Sonic transfers that spray towards that player, leaving Swisher alone. Bomb dropped onto the CT spawn entrance. 20 seconds to get this to the A site. The M4's already watching the angle, and from here Swisher should just go down. Indeed, that's exactly what he'll do.
A really great hold there from Sonic towards that ramp control, and it felt like he probably should have been pressured, but he wasn't at all. He was holding his ground, didn't swing way too wide and too sort of vertical up towards that ramp position to sort of exploit himself at all, but instead had a lot of bursts, a lot of jiggle peaks coming back and forward, great strace out from him. And even though BNB get a lot of successful entries with those Deagles, that first kill coming out from RZU was incredible. It still wasn't enough to turn the round in their favor.
Nades on, Swisher taking damage. Nice start from Extra Salt to follow suit here on the rifle rounds. Of course, Bad News Bears didn't invest in full into that last one, so they could be pretty happy with the round that they got themselves. 3 casualties, not quite a bomb plant, unfortunately, but still deficit on the economy state of the CT side. The flashes in will allow the contact players to peek in from Bad News Bears. OC and Marky. Players that hold down the A site directly here, but still no contact here from BNB.
AWP is now starting to move around a little bit from OC, rather than just being forced off angle to that short position, playing out from ramp. Even seeing that single player of Sonic now over towards the B site. So a lot of rotation started to come through in terms of repositioning. Smokes down towards a short position. It could be a fake for them to go mid to B, however.
Seems to be going to cover up the CT spawn. No one's in the spawn itself, so JT's now realizing what's really going on. He might have seen that bomb. He's definitely seen at least 2 or 3 players. Turns on towards RZ2 in the midst of the smoke. Takes that kill. PTR and Ultra can trade it. Sonic L towards the back lines. Does get that secondary kill on the way back out, but PTR shutting down the first contact rotator of OC. And it's all left to Fang here in a 1 versus 3. Nice execute coming in from Bad News Bears.
They just position themselves excellent in that sort of crossfire towards that short position. They put the 2 smokes down. They drop in towards the mid to B. They even leave PTR to sort of play around the city spawn to cut off the A players just falling down into the spawn. And from there, they're able to trade out to the site really easily. Sonic has a tough time from back plat with that AWP trying to stay alive. Unfortunately, his teammate from JT could only find one after resmoking the doors. Nice and aggressive, nice and fast from B&B. And Extra Soul are in a massive, massive trouble now with the economy. It has been a 4-1 start for them, but now with a second on the T side, you've got to wonder here for Extra Soul, they probably have to force by 1900 in that next round. They're going to have to force again.
Extra Soul at least hold the lead here. So they can try and defend off against that part of things, and if they hold the M4s back, then that could be even more valuable to them for coming few rounds. But Bad News Bears with an opportunity to equalize here if they can shut them down, take them to full eco, take them to the rifle into round 9. Aggression from Fang. We'll try to see if he can counteract them. I believe the AWP might have heard something. No. Yep, PTR does check it, and he goes down for it. Now, Fang is basically sandwiched in the T side. They can't make their way out without taking a fight on him. He's got no backup, though. If he goes down, this will be the only holder here towards his top mid control. And still, Fang gets all 3. Ultra trades back on it, but that M4 has done work.
Oh, Fang, what a way on a force buy to get that M4 as much damage as humanly possible. Swings out to the AWP, waits for the secondary player of RZU to swing out to him, and then even fights onto Spongy. Alter and Swisher, I don't even know how you bring this back. You've got no map control outside of this longhouse. You're down such a massive deficit of players, and even the player's been spotted trying to get into pit.
Swisher scoping up, looking towards the site, looking towards that goose position. Sees edge of JT, trying to see if he can face around that corner and see some sort of position, but that's not going to happen. Swisher being very careful at when he faces. 40 seconds to the clock. Looking to the back of the short boxes. There's a player also on the short control. The scout that's low HP for Sonic. The AK could be enough to take him down. The AWP is going to swing on that player instead. Take a tag of his own, right? So now the CZ is set up pretty nicely to deal with both players. Headshot on Alter, Swisher so low, and indeed Alter goes down. Swisher now left alone with the bomb out in the open. Known here towards the CT forces. They have dropped that bomb, and Marky from long range just takes him out immediately, not even waiting for the opportunity to present itself. Extra Salt with a huge, huge win there. A force by round coming through. And Bad News Bears, well, they've got bad news for the economy.
They've been really good on these force buys. Remember, we saw, obviously, that last round right there. We won't have to really remember that. But then previously, when they started pushing the upper tunnels and Gamble stacking up towards that A site was on another one of those force buy rounds. Extra Salt converting so many of those opportunities in those weaker investments. And OC wants to get aggro himself.
Very aggressive from him, swinging around, not seeing any T-side contact. Swisher heard that footstep. Is he going to face forward? Yes, he is, and he gets shut down for it. So no utility really there to back him up, and he pays the price for it. 5 on 4 being gained, making it 3 as PTR goes down, as does Alter to 2. RZU and Spongy now just left here towards that mid-control. That bomb not even in their control, so no such presence for the upgrade pistols this time. Bad News Bears not getting away with the steal.
Try and run boost out, bait the AWPer out, but OC's already started to reposition. The JT, hearing those footsteps out for the short position, should be able to make this a very simple round for the CT side. There is 1 kill, so there's a little bit of a positive note there for B&B, but for Extra Soul, maybe this is the turnaround they needed, Jay. Obviously, going out to that first map of the series to train, it was their map pick. They've come into Dust2, and they've looked like a different team.
Yeah, I mean, they once switched on that first map. They didn't look that great at all, and now this time they're looking on point. Pretty nicely poised here at the moment for the CT side. It looks pretty good, you know? It looks pretty good so far here. Extra Salt. Orps in play again from OC. Will try and make his way up and out into the short position, looking down towards lower tunnels. Doesn't see anything, though. And again, the T-side defaults play away from what Extra Salt are doing.
One thing statistically for both of these teams is that Dust2 has actually been a map that hasn't been too successful for Bad News Bears or Extra Salt. We're seeing it come in for the B&B side after that first map of Train. Could be a big positive for them, but they're not quite showing that on the scoreline at the moment. More incendiary damage going through is going to force the T side away. More information gathered here by Fang. Ooh, big nade.
Damage done to Spongy and PTR. M4 start facing the Fang, knowing that he had the advantage if the HE did indeed land, and indeed it did, but no T-side player gives up the ghost of this one. Spongy can take Fang down, turn up the AWP of OC, turns back on RZU, looking towards long control. There's more players to find, and OC gets that double in, not aware of the third player that's back there towards that long position. In fact, joined by the bomb planter himself. JT will get dealt with now. OC is going to be in trouble, needs that backup to arrive. He's to turn on, deal with his players himself. Swings back, that's a good shot. On for the next, but not quite connecting the short control holds though. OC with a quadra up against PTR next. AWP v AWP battle. Should know that he's there somewhere, scoping in, and Marky shuts it down. But the star of the round is OC. 4K hold locking down the A site.
A beautiful hold from OC, and that's really him getting going. We saw a very quiet performance from him. Not a lot of multi-frags out in that first map of Train, but that hold right there. And he's not even that confident in the sense that you found so many kills, you could just wide swing that player out from car. But no, he's waiting for the contact out from his teammate out from CT. As soon as Sonic gets that contact, then he'll be able to swing out wide. It ends up that Sonic finds that last kill to end out the rounds. But a really big hold coming in from the AWP. Extra Salt up to 7. B&B. Well, where has all the success gone? That's the big question.
Not where has it gone, but more like where have Extra Salt been in the first map? Like, this is a very different team. A very, very different team compared to what we saw over on Train. And hey, maybe they were just tired, you know? Like, I don't know. I don't know what to say. Like, it's completely different. Like, they look locked, they look loaded, they look good. And it doesn't feel like Bad News Bears are going to have the easiest of times of this one here. They have had a number of difficult fights to win out, and a technical pause will be called in by them. 5 rounds do separate the two sides, so it is recoverable for them, but obviously they've got to work real hard to try and make that happen. I don't know if the buy is really there for them at this moment.
B&B, I almost want to see one of those rounds where they just like have something really quick, right? Just to try and see if they can force in a bit of a mistake, force in a bit of an overextension, because one thing we have seen in the early round from Extra Salt is they are pressing. They are making aggressive duels. OC's been playing somewhat aggressively up towards a short position. We saw in that last round for Fang, he pushed quite far forward. They were able to bait out that util with just a flash and try and catch him on repositioning back in towards CT spawn to try and fall off the position. But Extra Salt have been quite aggressive in the first sort of 20-25 seconds, so maybe something a little bit quicker from B&B could be the answer, and they're just going to be rushing down mid with an Xbox smoke.
Ooh, OC. Wallbang headshot, taking out PTR and landing Ultra. I think that was just a lucky shot, however. They just kind of spammed it through. Still very, very good from him to start things off, continuing on the frags he got in the last round. And holding down the A site from passive once again. There's a very weird buy coming through. Bad News Bears mostly on the half, but RZU's forced into that AK. The hero AK set, and the nades to his position. Doesn't quite take him down, but it does tag his teammates.
Yeah, not quite perfectly placed there for Sonic, but it still does a lot of damage onto that T side. This is not quite a force buy, but more just so the hero AK kind of investment coming out for RZU, and they're going to commit to this short position.
Smokes on. That nade is going to be deadly. Ooh. That can take a player down, and indeed also will fall. RZU even lower now as the AWP of OC gets the perfect chance to take another good frag flick back on the second player at Gandalf. I think he may have spotted that AK, but either way, he's still taking names. RZU will hold that one trade, but that one trade is all he'll find. Another 4K for OC. Unbelievable. Extra Salt with an 8-2 now, looking even more dominant than the Bad News Bears did on the first map.
Well, it was Pete, right, in the first map of Train that really started popping off. He was, what, 15-4, if I remember correctly, to that kind of a scoreline on the City side. Now we're seeing OC at 16-5, having a really big performance in the first 10 rounds so far, and maybe even these last few rounds. Alter going fast out from the longhouse, lots of teammates with him.
AK setting to the longhouse control, flashbang in, catches Sonic before the flash actually blooms, so Alter's allowed to get that opening kill. Extrasol getting a little bit too overzealous in that one, I think. So the only player that was there defending the A side directly as well has pushed up that long control. He's gone down, and the short presence and mid control will come through from Extrasol, but they got to rotate that orb back towards the A side.
And the rare chance that Extrasol are now in the man disadvantage, they're now starting to press elsewhere to give advantages. There's a couple of backstabs that can start to come through. OC's going to be the solo defender towards the A side while that wraparound comes out from long.
AWP waiting to receive incendiaries onto the ramp control. Nice nade again. Not doing as much damage, actually. The Molotov should force that player out of position, and indeed he falls back past passive here on the short control. JT seen here by RZU, takes him. Fang can't find the trade. Orb turns up towards him, though. PTR gets that adjustment. Flashes over from OC. Can't deny the bomb plant here behind the boxes. Has no vision, has no info. And Extrasol don't have a round.
Got to try and recover themselves on this T side, and it was a nice play out towards that longhouse, something we haven't really seen from BNB all too much. We saw a couple of times with like a good long spawn that the AWP gets chucked over, that they just try and look for an opening fight, but for the most part on this T side, they haven't been taking longhouse control early rounds, and for Sonic, he gets flashed in for a teammate, tries to work around that long corner smoke, and gives up an opening man advantage for the BNB side. And Peter even swings around with that AWP. Nice 90-degree flick to be able to evenly trade out from the longhouse itself once they've already got that side control. 3 on the board now for BNB. It's all been individual rounds, however, Jay. Anytime they've won one, there's always been a resurgence from Extrasol.
Their next concern is trying to see if they can shut that down. If they let that response come through from ES, then, well, we'll be looking at a shutdown coming through against them once again. All pin for PTR. Down that mid position, sees no CT presence. They have crossed past that smoke. No trouble. No C and Marky. Continuing to aggress here with the 2 rifles that they have. The AWP in particular for OC, looking to reposition and catch off a default here towards the B site. But it's only that one play. He's going to push ahead of this smoke, though. Spongy could get caught so far off guard if he's not careful. And indeed, yes, OC gets the start. Bad news bears, weren't expecting that at all.
A double play, aggressive walk coming through from the CTs, and now they've got complete control of the upper tunnels, but what they don't have control of is out from this long position, and Swish is just trying to pull the CTs off of the site itself. Flash over the top, Fang finds a trade, the AWP is there with the bomb could get dropped here for the T side. PTR's got so many players to fight, and now the bomb's dropped. This round is done.
Yeah, missing his shot there towards that long face, and well, as you mentioned, it's over. CT's looking at the crossfire, 4 versus 2. The AWP of OC meanwhile is not missing a single shot, and RZU's left alone towards that long, short presence, I should say. 1 versus 4, and I mean, yeah, if it wasn't over in the previous situation, it's pretty much over now. We'll try and face towards mid, get an exit, potentially find an escape route to avoid the CT forces. Stop them from making their way in, but that M4 seeing that play, and RZU can take a trade, so that's going to be 1 frag, but I imagine there will be no more.
Best bet, just to hold on to this AK. Not a lot of time for him to work with, and certainly when he's in a 1 versus 3, it's just not worth it. BNB, they had the right call, I want to say, in that round. They were able to try and exploit that short position, and while they got the site control, being able to pull the CTs over towards that long position, the one element they didn't have with them was that bomb. And for PTR, when he's alone and he's just being wide swung from CTs, you can maybe expect him to find one, but he's going to fall eventually, and he doesn't even connect with the AWP. Extrasol, adding on to that point we only just made last round, Jay, of the individual rounds. BNB can't catch a break.
T-side of Dust2 is really not looking great for them at the moment. And a part of it has been down to the great performances we've seen from this map up from the Extrasol side. Fang's on 10 kills, but OC is my standout guy. 18 frags deep in this map up. Fang will be ready to receive them out of the mid-control. That's a spray transfer, not even a challenge. 2 simple kills down. Marky on the B site will deal with Swisher next, and, well, the round's over. There's not much you can say to that.
Yeah, there's no flash. It's so dry out from mid, and no one checks that right-hand side corner. Fang just holds down mouse 1, gets the spray control, gets 2 kills. And from there, PTR and Spongy, I mean, do they save now? There's so much time. The Extrasol could start going aggressive, but 2 versus 5, they're going to try and save, but I almost get the feeling that at some point, Extrasol are going to start going hunting.
PTR looking around the corner against Fang, the AK ready. Flashes forward, that's a good shot at least. Smoke down towards the CT spawn, however. Gonna go mid to B, and they've got to flash their way in against the other two players that are there on the defensive, or go towards that short control, and the CTs are gonna be ready for this. Again, OC's repositioned back onto his A anchor. Molotovs stop them from making their way up towards that short control, so they're back into that mid position, gonna go back towards mid to B. Scopes in, looking towards window. But it's so, like, passive-aggressive right now from this side. The taps through the M4, doing that damage towards PTR. 26 HP, Spongy moves up. The Molotov into car is going to be a bit too far back. Mark is right at the entrance towards the door. Sonic gets his kill in with the AWP out, and the M4 closes down the last.
Yeah, Extra Salt being very cautious in that 4 versus 2, and I'm glad that like no one was jiggle peeking out from mid, or no one was even looking towards the doors or windows position, because they realize in a 4 versus 2, if we give up any kind of 1v1 duel, we could potentially get picked off by the AWP. So let's just play passive on the side, establish a crossfire, and make sure that there's no way we're giving up unnecessary duels. A tactical timeout now coming through from B&B, maybe even a little bit too late, to be brutally honest about it.
Yeah, I was going to say, it feels like it's come in such a late period of time. 10-3 to the board. An Extra Salt, like, they're just on a roll right now. Bad news bears. I mean, I guess they're probably sitting there just like, oh, this is what train was like for them. Okay.
Yeah,
we understand
probably.
now. Except far worse. Far worse for these guys. We never saw anything like 10-3 over on train. We saw maybe 8-5 at worst case scenario. 9-6 was the turn of the half scoreline. This is not being 9-6. How much is guaranteed? This could potentially go 12-3 if we're not careful.
Yeah, even for Sonic, look at the angle he's holding out from car, playing a little bit around that smoke. Doesn't see anyone crossing out towards that pit position, so good information gathering. Extra Salt might start to get aggressive and actually retake this long control.
Oh, what a shot from OC. Every single time he takes contact, he takes kills. JT following suit over on the long controls. Alta goes down. Incendiary's there to stop the Tisa making their way out into the long control in general. 19 frags for OC. I'm just going to make that mention right now on that B-side defensive. He's not going to be there for the A play. Not a single player has gone positive, meanwhile, for Bad News Bears. They have had an absolute mare in this map-up. M4 standing on the default plum position. The run boost should allow Swisher to look up. Actually going to just boost in general towards the side. Fang could get spotted if he pops his head above at the boxes itself. Hearing footsteps, scopes in. Sonic's there with a secondary AWP, takes down that frag. 2 now players seen here by Fang. Takes swing on both, gets both those kills. 11 to the board of Extra Salt.
A simple round. Didn't really take much from it. The AWP is doing the initial damage. OC getting a great flick out from mid to get the opening man advantage. Sonic playing out from that car position, and then the M4 just swinging on the side. 11-3. Bad News Bears. This has not been their half, to say the least. If they can make it 4, make it a bit of a positive spin, then that's the best that they can hope for.
Flashes in, Molotov's down, Mac 10 in first and foremost. JT's blind, but so is Swisher, and Swisher goes down for it. PTR with the trade, but Fang responds right back. Perfect nade on position. The AWP of OC even gets involved. That bomb dropped out. Fang has been heard reloading. Still swings, still gets that kill. And Spongy with an impossible task. Fang makes it 3 kills and 12 rounds for Extra Salt. What a dominating first half as they look to the second.
Love, 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 got me thinking about love. I'm gonna sing, sing, sing at the top of my lungs, like ba-ba-da-ba-da, ba-ba-da-ba-da. Love, 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 just thinking about love.
I'ma show love because there's really nothing to it. Everybody's gotta try it, come and join the movement. Gotta live, love life until it's all congruent. I'm going hard until they fill me with embalming fluid. Never have to stop and doubt when I'm the one that's watching out. Know you tried to get the rebound and life boxed you out. Never let the situation slow you up or stop you now. I'ma always help you to your feet when they knock you down. Everybody has their trials and the tribulations. Give it everything you got, the only stipulation. Remember, you're the only one that's setting limitations. Don't turn your life into a prison with no visitation. Living hard, trying to dodge the warden and the prison guard. Disregard the negative, then show them where we've been before. Mapping out my dreams, then I put them on the vision board. All about the love, we gotta show them what we're living for.
Love, love, love. Got me thinking about love. I'm gonna sing, sing, sing at the top of my lungs, like ba ba da ba da, ba ba da ba da. Love, love, love. Just thinking about love. Oh, yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay, yeah. Gotta learn to love hard with no reservations. I'm just trying to live honest with no reservations. Gotta free your mind, you don't need all these regulations. Between the love and the hate, the only segregation. Bring them out, everyone that's got so much to figure out. Went and got the ladders and the shovels, we gon' dig them out. Gotta take a step back, the picture's getting bigger now. Write it on the paper, read it back, and then you live it out. You couldn't climb a mountain if it all was smooth. It's the bumps in the road to help you find the groove. You never have to stress because you've got the tools. Let's put some love in the air and help them find the move.
Love, love, love. Got me thinking about love. I'm gonna sing, sing, sing at the top of my lungs, like ba ba da ba da, ba ba da ba da. Love, love, love. Just thinking about love. Oh, yeah. Oh.
Some bad news for the CT side. They're down by 9 going into the second half. Extra Salt have come alive, looking like a very different team compared to map 1. And I mean, just what do you say to that, Dweg? Like, this has really been a complete turnaround compared to the first map. I didn't think it would be this way. We thought we would see Bad News Bears on a 2-0 victory, and here we stand with potentially a third map on the table.
Yeah, we just keep getting bamboozled in this series is really what it's coming down to. Extra Salt have turned up the heat, and while they haven't played Dust2 in an official in about a month's time, they are proving that they are here to play. Smoke Exy looking to come out towards a B side. RZU, though, is going to see if he could try and fight them before they even get to the tunnels.
RZU seeing contact, not quite getting the kills. Sonic out of the gate, fast execution coming in for the T-side line, gets that first kill, taps on the USP, does not land anything. PTR can get one response here towards the B door, so that's a decent start. Seeing Sonic's head, leads to the pixel of it, but can't land the shots in a bit more of a difficult affair for him. Bomb plant can be secured here, he is on the site, going down, the Glock suppressing past the smokes, 4v3, making it to his alters next to fall.
Yeah, PTR and Swisher have got to do the unthinkable here. They've got a kit in play, but down so many players without util, trying to retake this B-side is going to be pretty impossible. JT just not even peeking. PTR does force Fang to swing out into the open. There is one kill going their way. They may make it 2, but PTR's got to try and fight the rest of the T-side players. 1 versus 2, trying to see if he can get the car player to bait out into the open, but it's just not going to happen. Extra Salt gets a 10-round lead going forward for them, and for BNB, they kind of have to force here, I reckon.
Yeah, I'd say something along those lines. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe a half bike could also work out. I know, obviously, it's got to be a force. But that was a great pistol there from Extra Soul, just so quick into the B site. Like Bad News Bears, those 2 kills against their names siphoned off in the site so quickly. Now Flash is coming in from the T side to continue their momentum swing. Nice nade on OC at least. We'll tag him low. Not the top fragger, or not the only top fragger that they have here on the T side. Obviously, Sonic got a 4K in that last round, so panning his stats, but still that MAC 10 in. AKs will continue to face.
Campbell's stat coming through towards the A side for Bad News Bears, and even a bit of a wraparound play coming through from RZU. Marky's ready for that, and now with that information, Extra Salt can start to slow it down, but instead, they're going to get the cross smokes through and continue their long campaign.
Oh, good shot from PTR. Okay, he's had some pretty decent moments here with his USP, and the scout also challenging through as well. But the blind sprays from JT and Sonic will get those kills regardless, and Swisher left alone with the Deagle. Gonna stack them in here towards this ramp control. Deagle up against 2 players, takes them down. Gotta get the 3rd kill. He's flicking back through the smoke and now falls from the reload. OC on 1 point of health though. Makes his way straight up and out and takes that player down. Grabs the round for Extra Soul.
At 14 on this T side, and for BNB, do they force again? Yeah, I suppose so. Like, you kind of have to. Don't really want to be playing for overtime with this kind of a deficit. PTR did get a good start out from long, but it was just traded so damn quickly. They're actually investing into a fair bit of utility going into round 18, bringing 3 players over towards the B side. No one was watching the cross there for the T side.
Good couple of scout attempts there from PTR, seeing that one player that's out there towards the spawn area, but will not be able to find the kills as of right now. Of course, reinforce back in from Bad News Bears, knowing that they can't take this to an overtime. Of course, just continue to frag out as hard as possible and get themselves back under control. Molotov's in towards short. That one CT that's there will be forced away. Counter smokes will stop the Bad News Bears from getting faced in by Extra Soul. Instead, they'll be the ones doing the face. The SMG straight in for RZU. Does damage, but doesn't take down Sonic.
There's so many aggressive players on this CT side. Ulti just gets spotted in that smoke, and if they've got the right call, they'll know that the A-bomb site's completely open. Lots of rotates start coming back, and Extra Soul are just seeing all of this out from mid, catching so many rotators off guard, and more players are falling.
1 kill back from Swisher. He's dealt with by JT, though, and Spongy out mid. Gonna get these kills together on the rifles, but no. Extra Soul on map point now in what will be a dominating way to return back off the blunder of Train. 15-3, 12 map points for Extra Soul. And, well, I mean, what do you say from Bad News Bears? Like this, you talk about the last map being a disaster for ES. This is an even worse disaster for BNB, so probably a case of mentally resetting and going into the 3rd map, not thinking about what just happened.
That's got to be the hope, right? Now, this round looks to be another one for the Extra Soul side. Aggression does come out from mid to get that 1st kill and make it a 2nd. Man advantage being found and the bomb control seen by the CTs. Could be a difficult task for Extra Soul to try and recover it.
Oh, especially getting another good kill, actually. So maybe this could still be a decent round here for Bad News Bears. AK and Galil facing. PTR gets aggressive, takes that player down. As Marky left alone in the clutch scenario. Further Molotovs coming in against his particular position. Forced upstairs into the top of tunnels, but we're going to fall back and save the AK. It seems that bomb is so far out of control. The CTs are crawling all around it. I guess it takes the reface here at this stage. I guess you might as well just go for the round, see what you can get out of it. They can all buy in the next one, so seeing what Marking can do at the edge of this smoke, but the CTs are not going to let him get away so easy here.
They might as well just try to do economical damage to that CT side. Doesn't quite win out that clutch, so 1 versus 3 is not going to come in. They're able to pick up the AKs. Not quite that 2nd, unfortunately. We saw Switcher trying to throw that back to one of his teammates. Didn't quite get picked up, but what did get picked up is a round victory. And for Bad News Bears, you've just got to take it one at a time. Extra Soul have got heaps of cash here that they could just buy into round 20, and they're going to eco? What? Okay. I don't understand.
Yeah, sure. Why not? I mean,
I don't know why they're not full buying it.
I mean, Fang did have a little bit of a lack of cash coming into this round, so maybe there was that, but I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I honestly couldn't tell you. I mean, maybe they could still win the round off the back of this here. They're going for the very fast BX. We saw they could do that in the pistol round. Pama spraying through. However, Spongy has a slight weapon advantage above all of the T-side players here. They're going to make their way into the left-hand side. These players coming out towards that corner. He gets overwhelmed. RZU gets 2, but Sonic trades back 2 for a 3 versus 3 situation.
There's still a lot of utility here for the CT side. What can they find with the nade and the incendiary in terms of damage? Going down with the plant for Extra Soul in the 3 versus 3. Finally, all players starting to get here in time with Alter on the retake.
In the areas and smokes going over, flashes at the ready as well. Marky's turned away from it. OC watching the doors. They get blinded off and they drop back in as a kill with a Mac 10. PTR trades it back here towards the doors area. Goes falling out towards the side player. Switch to the AK facing in against OC and taps up his head to just secure the round for Bad News Bears.
It's another good round for BNB. It was close, it was down to the wire, but the clutch comes in for the 1 versus 1 from Swisher, able to get that retake together, so they'll be able to buy back. Economy is getting to a bit of an awkward state here for BNB, but considering they're up against map point, it's not going to make the biggest of differences in the world. Extra Salt now have the full amount of money to get that AWP in for OC, get AKs up for everybody else, full sense of utility, and for Extra Salt, when you think about really the lack of investment in that last round, they had not much to work with. They almost won it.
Orp in for OC, trying to get the same early jewels the Bad News Bears had in their starting of the matchup, but not quite as successful this time around for the ES side. Buyback looking confident as anything for ES. Of course, the half-buy came through and the bomb plant was secured, meaning that there's a severe lack of weaponry by comparison for BNB. The Fama in particular for Spongy could be a major hindrance to them. If they go down, if they lose this A site, they're in a lot of trouble.
Flashing towards that short position, and the A site is currently pretty much undefended. You've got a player in CT spawn on this BNB side, and 2 players contesting as a crossfire out towards the longhouse. They're setting themselves up for a retake setup and PTR force.
No. Oh, I don't like that. That's a good kill. That's a nice and easy one at the same time. CTs are still out here, 1 rotator inbound, the Fama being seen, the AK is Swisher, that's from behind these smokes, sees 2 players lined up, doesn't get either of the kills. Damage has been done to the T-side line, Flash is going to try to suppress them. The Fama of Spongy, not seeing that bomb plant or anybody else, Alters next to go down, Sonic gets Spongy as well, and the end is nigh. To fall down for RZU, a 16-5.